One advantage the NSX have about other cars with the Targa top is you don't lose any trunk space. So let's we'll unlock the car. Hopefully, it looks like it's locked. Yep, all the interiors are the same. So whether you have a 91 to an 05, you can't tell by the interior. The 02s to the 05s do have that stick shift lever. People always ask me if it's aftermarket, and it's not. That's the way they came. The roof has two latches, one on each side, one here, one there. You press a little button to unlatch it. Then what you do here is to open. This is how you would get access to the engine, since it's a mid-engine car. Basically, you open this here, and the roof fits in perfectly. It basically falls into there, snaps into place, essentially. You put this on top to keep it closed, and then the engine is underneath. Okay. This is the bigger 3.2 liter 6 instead of the 3.0. 91s to 96s have the 3.0. In 97, they went to a 3.2, which gave it 290 horsepower instead of 270. And it also went to a 6-speed manual transmission instead of a 5. Getting back to the roof for a minute here. So now you put your roof here. You don't lose any trunk space at all, because this is the trunk here. And you actually have a very big trunk. I fit my hockey bag in here. I think I take the helmet out, and I could even take the skates out and throw them in the front seat. But this is a very big trunk, so much bigger than an MR2 trunk, a Boxster trunk, a Cayman trunk. It's kind of shallow, it's not that deep, but you can certainly fit a hockey bag in here. You can probably fit a golf bag in here too. The gas tank is positioned right behind the seat here, and the advantage of that is whether you have a full tank of gas or 1 gallon left, you maintain the 50-50 weight distribution of the car. And the big thing about NSX is handling. With the 3.2 and the 6-speed, which has much shorter gears, I see 0 to 60 times posted in the car magazines, Car and Driver, Motor Trend. I have some of the old issues, about 4.6 seconds. You know, there's give or take a couple tenths of a second each direction. I think a realistic 0 to 60 on a 95 and 96 was about 5.7 seconds. Those are the heaviest cars. The coupes weighed about 2,900 pounds, which was 91 and 94. Adding the Targa top, if I remember correctly, adds about 150 pounds. So the slowest NSXs are 95, 96, like the black one I had. They're roughly 5.7 seconds to 60. I would say the coupes, 91 and 94, again, they have the smaller 3.0 and the 5 speeds. They're probably about 5.2 to 60, which probably equaled a Corvette at the time. When these came out in 91, believe it or not, my favorite car was the Viper. When that came out in 92, I'm like, wow, 400 horsepower, because nothing really had 400 horsepower then. Even a, 91 964 turbo was only like around 280. When the 3.6 came out, it went to 320, but the 3.6 didn't come out to 94. So my air-cooled 96 turbo, 993 turbo, that had just over 400 horsepower. So really when the Viper came out, it was ahead of its time. But this car's about handling. It's quick, but it's very linear. It's not an S2000 where you get from no power to a lot of power. This is very linear. I just went in my friend's 944 turbo, and even though that car is technically slower than this car, his is modified with 2 pounds of boost. I felt quicker because once that turbo kicked in 3000, it went off like a rocket. Where on this car, the power band is linear, so it doesn't always feel 4.6 seconds to 60. All right, this car is 100% stock except for an exhaust. I basically took the exhaust off. I had an aftermarket one, a Pride exhaust on my 95, and I swapped it onto this one, keeping the stock exhaust for retail. Not retail, resale. So basically the exhaust you'll see on an NSX will have not 4 pipes, we'll have 2, one on each side. And that's how you know a stock exhaust. If you see 4 like this, it's obviously not stock. Okay. The interior's held up really well. This particular car that I have only has 37,000 miles. So if you're looking to buy them, you want to look for seat wear here. I bought my 95 with 60,000 miles, drove it 10,000 miles for 70. Probably cost me about $1,000 a year to own. I had to do a $2,500 service, which included the timing belt, which was about $1,500. And I think I went through 2 sets of tires or 2 sets of rears and 1 set of front. So it cost me about $4,000 to own the car for 4 years. And in the meantime, the car doubled in value. Not doubled, I'm sorry. But it went up probably about 50% in those 4 years. You look for the VIN stickers. There's 4 VIN stickers. That's one of them. You have another one here, and I think the other 2 are the hood and the trunk. Common maintenance with these cars is a timing belt every 7 to 10 years. This was one of the few 2005s, and again, this is October of 2016 when I'm shooting this, that already had the timing belt replaced. So if you can find an owner that has all the service records and he always does the timing belt on time, you'll be in pretty good shape. When I bought my 95 back in 2012, there were a lot of 95s on the road that had the original timing belt. So you could do all those years, but it's an interference engine where if it goes, it'll take the engine out with it. So if you do it every 7 to 10 years, you shouldn't have any worries. So really, here's a reliable car with exotic looks and very good performance even to this day. Remember, when the NSX came out in '91, it was so far ahead of its time that even this 05, which really only has 20 more horsepower and extra gear, still can keep up with a modern car. And if you go to a Cars and Coffee or car show, I guarantee you'll be the only NSX there. When I bought mine in 2012, they really weren't thought of a collectible car. And pretty much, if you test drive an NSX, you will buy one. That was my friend driving by. You will buy one, because I'd never driven one before, and I always chose another car. Like one time I chose a Cayman S or bought a new M3. Once I test drove one, probably in like 2011, 2012, I was on the hunt for an NSX. And luckily I found one. You really have to search nationally for these cars to get a good one, because they're all aluminum. Remember, this is the first VTEC in America. And also, something you didn't know is, because I know we have a global audience, as far as Hondas go, most of the world, they're known as a Honda NSX. Only in North America, United States, and Canada is it an Acura NSX. Okay, so everything I'm saying would apply to a Honda NSX too. But anybody, if you test drive one of these cars, I guarantee you'll be on the look to buy one. Values have gone way up. You used to be able to get a good Targa 95, 96 for $25,000. Now a good one is probably $45,000, maybe $50,000. 05s sell for about $100,000 right now. They're not making more of them. I think the new NSX coming out has created a lot of buzz with these old ones. So this is definitely a car you can buy. You could probably get it. I haven't really kept on 91s. Again, 91s are the highest production year. I'm guessing you could probably get a good 91 for about $35,000, and they're only going to go up from there. I can easily see them still have it go up another 50% all the years. So here's a car you can drive. You'll probably be the only one in the car show to have one. There's a big following on these cars. They're so reliable. The maintenance is minimal. So this is, I still think this car is a must-buy. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and share these videos. Thanks for your support. This channel only exists with you guys. Thank you so much.